Hi everybody, it's me again, the Middle Maker. So, when I left a video, posted a video the other day saying that one of my top tips was to create a planner, because it's really important to organise yourself. And I mentioned that I had this absolutely beautiful planner, absolutely gorgeous, love it, rose gold, matched my iPad that I had at the time. Absolutely gorgeous. And inside I've got Carpe Diem binders, and absolutely gorgeous, and I absolutely loved it to pieces. But when I moved into my Etsy shop, it was too small, so reluctantly I had to pop it away. And I still use it, like when I take it out, when I go places, take it and I use it as a sort of notebook to jot things down, and then I come back. And I looked for ages for a planner, an A4 planner, and couldn't find one. Couldn't find one that was suitable for what I wanted. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make my own. So I thought I'd show you what was in my planner and how I did it, and why it's so important to me, what with the Etsy shop. So I bought a nice folder, just a plain folder. You can get them from anywhere. You can get them from anywhere. You can, I mean, I can't even remember where I bought mine from, but, you know, I'm sure you've probably got them. I think it was Sainsbury's, actually. Anyway, but I bought it, and I've got green because I like the colour green, and green is sort of one of my colours from my shop. It's a sort of muted colour, goes with a sort of natural animal theme. So I've got a planner, and I thought, right, how am I going to use this and turn it into a planner? So first thing in my planner is I've got some lovely Carpe Diem stickers, which will go in, which I use, and I'll show you how to use those in my planners. And then I've also got my highlighters, which I keep in here, because the highlighters, they each correspond with a different sort of part of my business. So they all go in, and I keep them there so I can have it all the time. Again, the pockets are really useful. You can get ones with zips down the side, and I've got a whole bunch of them so I can use them at different times. So right at the top of my planner, I've got a to-do list. Now, this came from a book, the Big Book of Writing and Colouring. So I find a nice page in here. One with snails is quite nice. So usually, and it's got some writing on the back. So usually rip that out like that. Put the book down and cut off this edge like this. In fact, what I'll do is I'll fold it over so it's nice and neat. Now you can probably, because I'm just starting out, I don't have a paper cutter, I don't have loads of really nice stationery. I've just got a pair of bog standard scissors. As my Etsy shop takes off, she says, fingers crossed, I will hopefully acquire these things. Next thing for me is a proper printer. So here I've got just a normal piece of, it's quite thick to do, and this is going to be used on both sides for my to-do list. So you fold it in half, but you don't quite fold it in half. I'm going to start off with the lined page, and you fold it and leave it just a little bitty bit of space so that you can put your holes in here, because what will happen is you'll do a to-do list there, a to-do list there. Then, unless you're not doodling, you can then fold it over on the other side, and you've got a to-do list there, and you've got a to-do list there. So you fold that over, and then you pop. See, my studio is absolutely teeny weeny, and one day it'll be bigger and better, like with everything else. So there you go, to-do list. And then you can pop that in, and that's always the first thing, okay? Always the first thing in my planner is my to-do list. So the first thing in the planner will be the to-do list, because that's my important list that I can just tick off, and I highlight mine when everything is done. So there is my to-do list. Now the next thing that I always like to see, and I like a month to view. So I thought, okay, where am I going to get one of those from? I like a whole big month of view, then I can book in and have a look and see different colours, what's doing what. So we've got different colours for doing different things. The pink is my Etsy, the yellow is looking at the business stuff, different colours for different things. So I thought, well, where am I going to get one of these from? So I bought one, here we go, one for the whole year, and this is a desktop planner that rips off. So every month what I've done, I've got a couple of them in here, so probably about 3. So I'm going to rip that off, and actually this one comes as self-ripping, and they don't cost that much money, from Amazon I got mine from, and it's really good. And again, I fold it, I'll cut that off, it's a little bit messy for me, but I fold it a little bit, leaving a little bit here, so that you can, again, hole punch it and pop it in. And you just hole punch to one side so that you can actually fold it in, and then it becomes a pull out rather than, it becomes a pull out month so that you can fold it in. So that is that. So as you can see here, I've got April and I've got May. So it's a nice pull out calendar, and it sits on there, and then I can look at that for my reference. And I use this for all my references. So then what you've got is you've got your, go back into here, and you've got all of your highlighters. And I have several different colours, if I can get them out. Okay, so, and on here I do a little grid. So I find a little space and I make a little, I'll just make a little, colour the box in. Colour the box in, so there's one. And here's another one underneath. And then you colour code. Okay, you probably do it a lot neater than I am. I'm sort of rushing because of the video. You colour that in, wait for it to dry, and then you write on the top what it is. And the reason why I colour code things is that you can see things at a glance, and also it means that you can block out your time. So blocking out time, using a timetable, is actually really beneficial, because when you block out your time, you're not wasting any time. And actually you'll find that if you don't use a timetable, then you waste an awful lot of time. And I even allocate in things for going down for a coffee, what time I start. But I mean, that'll be, you know, I'll probably do that in another video. So at the top, the yellow one, I'm going to write in, because that's Etsy business. So put in Etsy business. And then for the pink, that can be for Etsy orders. Okay, and then I've got more that come through, so I've got other things. So for example, I've got one for social media, and the one that I like to use for social media is a light pink colour. So I use highlighters, but I also use these. So I will do another one, and this one is for my social media, because you also have to book time in for that. Social media actually is really, really so important for your business to grow. Hugely important. So I'm going to put social media in there. Social media is going to drive most of your sales, I would say. And they certainly drive most of mine, and it's a really good, popular way of getting people to go to your site. Getting them to go to your Etsy site is your first call. Getting them to buy will be a second. So social media is really, really important. Get yourself out on social media. People start to notice you, people start to follow you, etc, etc. So, planning your day. So now you've got, and you might have other things like I do, different colours. So now you're looking at your whole month to view. Now one day out of every month, and I usually do it earlier, and I did it here in April, it's the 3rd, and I've ticked off. Now that is the business side. And I've got my business side here again on the 3rd. It's really, really important to set yourself time to do your business things, because although Etsy is absolutely fantastic and it's brilliant because you look at your sats and you can look at everything else, and it's absolutely fantastic, But if you are like me and you do your Etsy stuff and then you sort of forget about it because it, you know, it's all on there. But often I sell a lot of things by cash. And so somebody will buy a mug, £10, give me £10 cash, or they'll buy cards, £2.50, and then I'll take the cash, or, you know, my little tags, that sort of thing. So it's important to keep a record of these things, because at some point, and it might not be this year, it might not be next year, at some point you are going to have to register and for tax in this country. And so when the taxman comes and when you have to do your tax review, you're going to have to look at all your receipts, you're going to have to show your receipts, and you're going to have to sort of prove that that's how you've made your money. So it's really important to start now. Really, really important. Don't just rely on your the Etsy app. It's important. It's just good to get it in and get it done now. If you do it once a month, that's it. It's done for that day. So I've put mine in on there. Now I can do another video on how to do that, or I will do another video on how to do that and how to do that on that day. But it's booked in, it's highlighted in that colour, so I know that in that time, that's what I'm doing. Same with Etsy orders, same with social media. So this is my month. So I set off a definite finance day, appointments and other things that I need to put in. I'll be popping it in. And then for social media again, book in a time. So you're going to block out your time so you know that in the morning, all morning, you'll be doing social media. So that's really handy. So that's going in there. Now then after that, I have got like a weekly planner. So I've got my weekly planner, and again, it's highlighted in the right colours that match my monthly planner. So I look at here, what's going on here. I can transfer it onto here, and this is my weekly planner. And that's what I know what I'm doing for the week. It's all the same colours, so it all relates, so nobody gets confused. So that's my weekly planner. Then I've got some really nice pastel dividers. Now I like the plastic ones because they don't get sort of dog-eared, and I quite like the plastic. So just makes me happy because stationery makes me happy. But obviously at the moment I don't want to spend too much money because the money that I take out is not money that I'm earning. So in here I've got a list of must buy. So what must I buy to keep my business going? So I need stock because I'm going to go to car boots. I've got my supplier, I need to pay them, Royal Mail, I need business cards, and the next big thing that I'm saving up for is printer. So this is my must-buy list, and on this list goes everything from like ribbons to stickers to more card. Everything goes on this list here, and then I tick it off when I've got it. So that's what I must buy, that's on my must-buy list, and that's in that section. Then I've got another section for orders. So here's my section for orders, and when it's highlighted, that means it's gone. So I do like a ordered, designed, processed, packed, and I tick each one off. So you can see here that I can see then that somebody's ordered a cat mug, it's ticked for designed, ticked for orders, ticked for delivered, and it's gone. Whereas some of them haven't been done yet, so they haven't been highlighted, but they each get 3 ticks. So I've got a section for that as well, so that I know that I've got it on the Etsy app. But a lot of my orders also come from Facebook by hand, so it's really easy to lose track if you don't write it down, and then you won't be late because customer service is massively important. Then I've got a section for craft fairs and boot sales and the things that I need to do for that and which one. So this one says which one it is. And then as they go down through the year, because they're starting to add up, then they'll each have their own tab and what I need for each one. Then I've got a space for something exciting. Then this is my cash in, cash out flow. So in, I've got all the cash that I've collected in and added it up, and then I've got to pay it into the bank, and then I write paid in there. So this is just literally the item and the cash, and then tick whether it's name of the person, the product and the amount, and then underline it and done when it's been paid into the bank. It's easier that way. You can keep an eye on these things. And then I've got a financial section. Now, my financial section is, so I start off with my goals, what I really want to achieve, what my actions are to be able to achieve that. Then I've got my details of my income and my outgoings and my expenses, things that are variable, so things that I might need like or want, like a printer. So I want a printer, so the printer goes on here as well. And then we come down to the expenditure. So again, it's highlighted, all different colours for the different type of expenditure it is. So I've got money in, so the pink money in, money from Etsy, the blue, who's that from? That's from the pink. All of these, this is money in, this is all income in, and the different types of income it is. So I've got 3 different types of income coming in from 3 different sources. So all of it's coming in, it's all colour coded, I know which one it is. And that is all done from my bank statements afterwards, so I can check it, I can double check it afterwards so that I know exactly how much money is coming in and exactly how much money I've got. Now this one is the expenditure. So this again, it's all highlighted with lots of different colours. I've been through bank statements and I know exactly how much money I've spent. So for example, the blue is PayPal. So the blue is what I've paid on PayPal. So it might be paying for things like an app, or it might be paying for things like fees, or it might be, you know, other things, you know, things that you pay for via PayPal. I've also got petrol on there, so I want to claim for my petrol. So maybe if I was doing deliveries and things like that, I can claim for that. And so that's all highlighted. I can see what's in, what's out. And so I've got a really good record. I also keep a record of things for just for the shop, and how much I've spent on just the shop, because this is for this is 3 sources of income, so it's just for me to know exactly, and I can cross-reference it. This is for the shop, so things like what I've needed to buy. So I needed to buy things like gift tags, I need to buy ribbon for my gift tags, and then that generates questions. So then every month I, you know, something will come up and I'll be like, well, you know, what does this mean and how does this mean? Do I need to pay for this? And I've been paying for this. So this sort of generates questions and things. And then finally, I've got my passwords. But it's really important to stay ahead of your finances, because you will have to, at some point, share your finances. And it's really, I know to some people, if you know, it's boring, but on the other hand, if you get it down now, then you'll have a much better idea of how well you're doing in your business and what you can cut down and what you can't. Now, like I said, I do have a day every month to do it, because that, you know, I find it boring. But if I do it every month, then I know that day is coming up and I don't have to be thinking about it in my head all the time. So what I do is I organise that day, and then I've got a drop box, or as the Americans call it, a bin. So this is my lovely drop box, which happened to have an item of clothing in, but I love it, so I kept it. So this is my drop box, and in this, all my receipts, all the sort of paperwork that comes through, and everything that I need to deal with on a monthly basis, they just get chucked in here, and then on that month, day of the month, I open up my box. In fact, we're quite a way off, so I'm going to tie it up. There we go, nice big bow, it's all tied up nice and safe. Put it away, and then when it gets that 3rd day of the month, and you can choose whichever one you want, I get it out, and then I go through my receipts, and I go through my bank, and I can check where my money's going, how much money I've spent, where I can sort of save money, and if I can afford a printer, which is what I really want, because that will save me money in the long run. So that is my planner video. If you want to ask any more questions, or if you've got anything else to ask, then do. It's not perfect, and it's not, you know, I'm not a financial person, so I'm sure there's other people and other videos that you can look at. It is just this is just me at the beginning of my Etsy journey, and I'm sure things will change and things will evolve, and there'll be other ways of doing things and things that I like and don't like, and etc. But this is the beginning of my Etsy journey, and it's really important to have a planner, because then you can plan and you can be organised, and you'd be surprised at the things that A, you miss out on if you don't have a planner, B, the things that you forget, because, you know, I'm middle-aged, and when you get to my age you do start forgetting things if you don't write them down. So, you know, always carry handy packs of post-it notes, because you just need to write it down, stick it in, bung it in, put it in the Dropbox, wherever. It's just a really, really good idea, just to make sure that you keep on top of your finances, even if they're really small, but next year they might be a little bit bigger, and they might be big enough to register yourself as a VAT registered business. So, really important place to start. Might as well start now. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to now design some cards. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye.